A devoted husband discovers the ultimate betrayal, his wife and best friend secretly seeing each other, mocking him behind his back. But instead of breaking down, he meticulously plans the perfect revenge. With undeniable proof and a public expose at a high-profile gala, he humiliates them both, stripping them of their reputations, careers, and security. As his cheating wife pleads for mercy and his so-called friend loses everything, he walks away stronger, undefeated. This isn't just a story of betrayal. It's a masterclass in calculated payback. Want to know how he executed it so flawlessly? Stay tuned for the full story. I sat gripping my glass, my fingers tightening around it, as if it were the only thing keeping me grounded. The air in the dimly lit bar felt suffocating, heavy with the weight of something unseen. Across from me sat Ryan, my closest friend. At least, that's what I thought until tonight. His face was tense, his jaw clenched, and his hands fidgeted with his beer bottle. Then he spoke. "You know, I visited a friend today, but I found him with Olivia. And they didn't even flinch when they saw me." His words slammed into me like a freight train. My breath caught in my throat. "What?" I managed to croak. Ryan exhaled sharply, rubbing a hand down his face like he was disgusted to even repeat it. "She was with him, bro. In his apartment. Naked. They didn't even try to cover up. In fact," he hesitated, his lips twisting in a grimace. "They invited me to join them." For a moment, my mind refused to process what I had just heard. It was absurd, unreal. But Ryan's expression told me otherwise. His usual cocky smirk was gone, replaced by something raw and painful. I clenched my fists under the table. "Who?" Ryan's face darkened. "Damien. Damien. The man I had called a friend. The guy who had been to my house, who had laughed with me over beers, who had even asked me for dating advice when he was struggling. And he had been screwing my wife?" The world around me blurred, my pulse roaring in my ears. I had imagined many scenarios of betrayal in my life, but nothing prepared me for this. "How long?" I asked, my voice eerily calm. Ryan hesitated, but I needed the truth. "A while," he admitted. "From what I gathered, it's been happening for months. Maybe longer. And the way they acted when I walked in, like it was normal. Like they thought you'd never find out." I sucked in a slow breath, forcing the rage down. My wife, the woman I had loved, the one I built my life with, had been mocking me behind my back, with one of my closest friends, and they thought I was too weak to see it. That was their mistake, because I wasn't weak. I smiled, but it wasn't one of relief or forgiveness. It was something darker. "They think I'll never find out," I said, my tone almost amused. "They think they can keep humiliating me and get away with it?" Ryan studied me carefully. "What are you going to do?" I took a slow sip of my drink, my mind already calculating. "They underestimated me. That night, I didn't sleep. Not out of heartbreak. I had passed that stage the moment Ryan spoke those words. No, I was wide awake because I was planning. Cheaters expected anger. They expected outbursts, fights, maybe some petty revenge. But I wasn't going to give them that satisfaction. I was going to ruin them. Step 1, the confirmation. By morning, I had already put my first plan into motion. I called a private investigator I knew, one of the best in the city. Within 24 hours, I had all the proof I needed. Photos, videos, text screenshots. There was no denying what I saw. Olivia tangled in Damien's bed, her hands clutching at his chest, her lips pressed to his like she had never been mine. And then there were the texts. "Olivia, he has no clue. It's actually hilarious. Damien, because he's weak. Predictable. He wouldn't dare do anything. Olivia, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me." My grip on the phone tightened. Weak? Predictable? They had no idea who they were dealing with. The annual business gala was at the end of the week, a high-profile event filled with executives, social elites, and press. It was Olivia's favorite event of the year. The one night she could flaunt our so-called perfect marriage. It would also be the perfect stage for her downfall. I walked into our house that evening like nothing had changed. Olivia was on the couch, scrolling through her phone, oblivious to the storm about to hit her. "Hey, babe," she purred, flashing me a sweet smile. "How was your day?" I kissed her cheek, forcing myself not to recoil. "Busy, but I was thinking, let's make the gala extra special this year." Her eyes sparkled. "Ooh, I like that idea. What do you have in mind?" I smirked. "Let's invite some of our closest friends. I want to make a toast to you." She beamed. She had no idea. She wore a stunning emerald dress, her arm wrapped around mine as we stepped into the grand ballroom. She was all smiles, greeting everyone as the perfect wife. She had no idea she was walking into her own execution. Among the guests, I had strategically placed people who mattered. Ryan, of course, Vanessa, Damien's unsuspecting wife, and some of my business partners who would ensure this story traveled far beyond these walls. When dinner was served, I stood up, tapping my glass. The room fell silent. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here tonight. I began smoothly. This evening is incredibly special because I get to celebrate my amazing wife, Olivia. She preened under the attention, completely unaware. Olivia, I continued, you've been my partner, my love, my everything. And I wanted to take this moment to truly honor what you mean to me. So, I put together something special. I gestured toward the large projector screen. And then, I pressed play. Gasps filled the room. Text messages flashed across the screen, exposing every vile thing Olivia had said about me. Then, footage of her tangled in Damien's arms. Vanessa, Damien's wife, let out a choked sob. You disgusting, cheating bastard, she screamed, hurling her wine at Damien's face before storming out. Olivia shot up, her face ghostly white. Turn it off. Turn it off, right now. I smiled. Why, darling? Don't you want our friends to see how much fun you've been having? Damien stood frozen. Olivia turned to me, eyes pleading. Please, we can talk about this. Talk. I chuckled. You weren't interested in talking when you were screwing my friend. Then, I dropped the final bomb. You think I'm weak and predictable? Let me prove you wrong. Our prenup states that cheaters walk away with nothing. I pulled out my phone. I just sent the divorce papers to your inbox. They're already signed. You're no longer my wife. She collapsed into her chair, destroyed. As I walked out of the ballroom, I felt lighter, free. But I wasn't done yet. Final twist, the ultimate payback. Vanessa wasn't just mad. She was powerful. She owned 51% of Damien's company. That night, she called her lawyers. By morning, Damien was jobless, penniless, and abandoned. Olivia, the woman who thought she could humiliate me, she lost everything. And me? I walked away unscathed. Because the best revenge isn't just watching them fall. It's thriving while they burn.